The day on which He gathers them, herds them together, all of them. Ya ma'ashar al-jinn. He first turns to the jinn in this portion. In the Qur'an you'll find several descriptions of the afterlife. Several descriptions. Some even seem contradictory. In some places Allah says they won't be asked about any of their sins. Another place they'll be asked about each and every one of their sins. Their deeds will be opened. Nothing small is left out. Nothing big. So how come these apparent contradictions? What we're learning is the Judgment Day is this major conference with many parallel sessions happening. Some groups are over here, some groups are over there, this conversation's happening there, that conversation's happening there. And there are phases. You know how we have events that are part of a larger program? There are initial events, then there are later events, and there are later events. So there's this large sequence of events that's happening in Judgment Day. And those events are spread out according to, by the surah. So they're not necessarily one event. There are multiple events that are taking place. In the beginning, for instance, you don't have to ask anybody about their sins. In the beginning of Judgment Day, everybody's going to just know where they stand. When the judgment begins, you already know, oh my God, it's really happening. Ya hasrata ala ma farrattu fi jambillah. Oh my God, what have I been doing? Leaving Allah behind, leaving Allah aside. What have I been up to? You haven't even been handed your deeds yet, but you can look from the look of your face. It shows everything. Like you guys when I bring exams back. Jinn, gatherings of jinn. قَدْ اسْتَكْثَرْتُم مِّنَ الْإِنسِ. You made a lot of sales, guys. You acquired a huge number of the human beings. Well, you were able to successfully do waswasa and spread your whisper and make them awliya, and therefore you caught a huge number of them to take with you to hellfire. وَقَالَ أَوْلِيَاؤُهُم مِّنَ الْإِنسِ. And then their friends, their buddies from human beings say, hey, no, they don't get the credit for that. We did it too. We got them too, Now they're taking pride in their crime. They say, رَبَّنَا اسْتَمْتَعَ بَعْضُنَا بِبَعْضٍ. No, we each used each other. We enjoyed each other's company. We utilized each other. It wasn't just them. Don't give them all the credit. وَبَلَغْنَا أَجَلَنَا الَّذِي أَجَّلْتَ لَنَا. And then the deadline that you had set, our deadline that you had set for us eventually came. قَالَ النَّارُ مَثْوَاكُمْ. He told them fire. Then Allah would tell them, النَّارُ مَثْوَاكُمْ. The fire is your mathwa. Mathwa is one of the places used in Arabic for sakan. Maskan actually. The place of living, right? One of the words is mathwa. Mathwa actually means a place where you live for many generations. A place where you will look back and say, my father's father lived in this house. It means you'll be there for so long, you'll look back and say, oh I have ancient history in this place. That ancient history is not your ancestors though, it's the person himself. Mathwakum, khalidina fiha, in which you will remain permanently. Illa ma sha Allah, except for the one who Allah would will. Inna rabbaka hakimun alim. Certainly your master, he is all wise, all knowing. وَكَذَلِكَ نُوَلِّي بَعْضَ الظَّالِمِينَ بَعْضًا. That is how we make some wrongdoers befriend others and make them guardians to others. بِمَا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ. On account of what they continuously earn. يَا مَعْشَرَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ أَلَمْ يَأْتِكُمْ رُسُلٌ مِّنْكُمْ. Jinns and human beings, your gatherings. Didn't messengers come among you, mayati? They would narrate unto you my miraculous signs. وَيُنذِرُونَكُمْ لِقَاءَ يَوْمِكُمْ هَذَا. And they would continually warn you of the meeting of your day, this one. They would say, we testified today against our own selves. شَهِدْنَا عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِنَا. شَهِدَ لَهُ شَهِدَ عَلَيْهِ. Shahida lahu means he testified for someone, in favor of someone. Shahida alayhi, he testified against someone. وَغَرَّتْهُمُ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا. And that's because, while it was the case that worldly life deceived them. غَرَّ, to deceive somebody. وَشَهِدُوا عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ. And by the way, this غَرَّتْهُمُ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيا is one of the most repeated concepts in the Qur'an. What are the different ways in which worldly life deceives people? Disbelievers, atheists, people that don't believe in an afterlife, they're deceived by worldly life. Hypocrites are disbelieved by worldly life. People that take up, mix their true understanding of religion with falsified ideas that are made up without basis, and they mix them in with their religion, they have deceptions about worldly life. Allah addresses each one of those when the time comes. This is about الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْآخِرَةِ. It's already come. They don't believe in the akhirah. And about them, all they had was this life, and it deceived them, this short, inferior life. وَشَهِدُوا عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ أَنَّهُمْ كَانُوا كَافِرِينَ. And they will testify against themselves that they in fact were the ones, they had been disbelievers, they had been ungrateful. ذَلِكَ أَن لَّمْ يَكُنْ رَبُّكَ مُهْلِكَ الْقُرَى بِظُلْمٍ وَأَهْلُهَا غَافِلُونَ. And that is because Allah would never destroy any town with wrongfully. Allah would never just destroy, wipe out any nation without them having deserved it. وَأَهْلُهَا غَافِلُونَ. And its citizens had no idea. What it means here is not that when the punishment came, Allah gave them 3 days and 3 days later you're going to be destroyed. Not like that. But guidance came to them, prophets came to them, they were clearly made aware of what truth is. And then after that, when they denied a messenger, then destruction came upon them. And for every person, there are different degrees from what they do. This is a very deep ayah of Qur'an. On the one hand, it applies to disbelievers, and on the other hand, it applies to believers. Not all disbelievers are the same to Allah. Allah does not have, we have, they're all kuffar. Just kafir, 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 hell, 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 that's it. But believers, we have this like, Allah knows what I do and where you stand and where somebody else stands. And no. Everybody has ranks. Hum darajatun indallah. Even about people of hellfire, we read in Ali Imran. They even have ranks, as far as Allah is concerned. Even they have ranks. Allah knows what each person and each and every one of us goes through. Not just Muslim, even non-Muslim. I know it's hard for us to think like that. That Allah is watching every single person, no matter what lifestyle they live. He's still taking them into account, or taking their deeds into account. لِكُلٍّ دَرَجَاتٌ مِمَّا عَمِلُوا. For us also, every one of us has ranks based on what we've done. In Surah Al-Nisa, we already read that Allah gave us different opportunities. He didn't make us all the same. وَلَا تَتَمَنَّوْا مَا فَضَّلَ اللَّهُ بِهِ بَعْضَكُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ. Don't wish for what other people have been given in terms of some favors that you haven't been given. You've been given some abilities, somebody else has been given some other abilities. Here Allah says, that's not how I rank you though. I don't rank you based on your height, color of your skin, educational opportunity, economic standing. I don't rank you on any of that stuff. The only thing with it, by my standards, that will give you ranks is what? Mimma amilu. How did you work with what you were given? It's a qualitative test, not a quantitative one. وَمَا رَبُّكَ بِغَافِلٍ عَمَّا يَعْمَلُونَ. Your master is not unaware at all in regards to